If you have ever found yourself listening to a speaker trying to be too politically correct, too PC, to the point where it's just irritating, a little bit awkward and kind of slightly embarrassing, then this video's for you. Here, founder of Speak Like a Pro Online, and well, today is a bit of a rant, at least in the beginning. You see, I was in a training event earlier this week, and it was a good training event. They were a great trainer, and I really liked the content. But the thing is, at the beginning, they had a bit of an issue about what to call us, and the thing is, they vocalized it. They kind of said something to the effect of, so I'm not quite sure what to call you, we have to be politically correct, so they named it. And so they said, so probably in this day and age, I should be calling you ladies and gentlemen. And the thing is, ladies and gentlemen is okay, it's fine, it's not a problem, but all the excuses and apologizing for it around that made something that was it should have been easy. It actually made it quite difficult. And the thing is, they kept referring back to it because obviously for them, they weren't comfortable and hadn't kind of figured out what was comfortable for them to call us. And you see, when we do this in a one-on-one conversational situation, it probably just goes unnoticed. It's fine. It's something we maybe smile about. When a speaker who speaks to a group of people or speaks to camera or to a large audience has this issue, the fact that you're standing up in front of a lot of people, even if it's to a camera like this, it's still a lot of people that's going to be watching this, then it starts to stick out a bit like a sore thumb. And it starts to take on a life of its own. It starts to feel a bit awkward, a bit weird, a bit not quite sure. And so here's the thing. I think that being politically correct is a good thing as long as we don't take it to the nth degree. It's about still being real and who you are. So I've got 3 words. It's kind of not a 3-step formula, but it's 3 words that are going to help you. Just make sure that you deliver whatever it is that you're delivering, whether that's a speech, whether that's a training, whether that's a presentation, and it is respectful of the other person, but it's still who you are as well. So we're going to go straight into these words. The first one is what I actually just said. It's respectful. It is about being respectful of your audience. So again, I was in a training event probably a couple of weeks ago, and we were discussing not the challenge, but the awareness of where you are delivering your training. If it's live, which my training was, where you are, is it in the UK, if it's in a different country in Europe, if it's in a different part of the world, or equally, if you're delivering to camera, whether that's a live presentation or a webinar or an online course or a blog post like this, who will be listening. So respectful, it encompasses areas like doing your research, knowing your market, knowing your avatar, your audience. What kind of audience are they? Are they predominantly men or women or a mixture? What kind of age range, gender, where they are from, which country, the local traditions, etc., so that you don't stumble on something that is kind of just awkward. But equally, it is still about being you. It's not about tiptoeing and trying to avoid the eggshells. It's still being completely you. And so that goes into the second word. And this is, of course, you know what this is. It's authentic. So, an authentic, what I mean by authentic with regards to this is, number one, knowing your core message. So what it is that you're presenting, training, or speaking about, knowing who you are as a presenter. And that probably leads into, very nicely actually, into the third word, and it's this, congruence. because if you've got all of these words, if you use all of these areas, and if you construct your talk, your presentation, your training in a way that is respectful, it is authentic to who you are and your subject, and it is congruent. So it's congruent with who you are, who your audience is, and where you're delivering the presentation and to whom, and all the different dynamics there, then you are going to be heard. You're probably not going to be delivering something that's too kind of awkward or just sounds weird or doesn't land well. You're still being real. You are being respectful, but you're not being too PC. So I hope that's been useful. It was a bit of a kind of, I suppose it's as close to a rant as you're ever going to get from me, but it's something that kind of irritated me earlier this week. I see it on the internet. I see it in events and trainings pretty regularly. And so I just wanted to address that now, because hopefully you're picking up some tips and ideas of how you can present and speak better in the way that you do that in your life too. So that's it for this week. If you are watching this on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to that YouTube channel. If you're watching me anywhere else, please drop me a comment below. Let me know how this landed for you. If you've got any feedback, or if you've got a question as regards to this, how it works for you, then just leave a comment below, and I'll look forward to talking with you next time. So remember, be respectful, be authentic, be congruent, be you. Take care.